Failing your matric exams or not achieving bachelor's pass, allowing you to study at university, can leave many young people feeling despondent with no other options to further their career. But one expert says that shouldn't be the case. In fact, there are many available options. Atelisha Hailal, National Student Recruitment Manager at the Stadio Higher Education, joins us now just to help us understand which are these other options. Good afternoon, Atelisha. Welcome to eNCA. I guess with the results now being out of matric and people planning their futures, if you did not manage to get a bachelor's pass, it can be a daunting task to think, what other options do I have going forward?
Good afternoon. It's an amazing pleasure to be with you. And I think most definitely a lot of students are concerned with what their options are and how do they move forward. I mean, they've taken a 12-year academic career, come through an incredibly challenging year of matric in the pandemic. And now the thought is, so I didn't perform as ideally as I wanted to. Are all roads to my ambitions now close to me? So it's definitely a distressing thought for a lot of young people at this point in time.
Yeah, but it's not the end of the road, is it?
Absolutely. I think often in the world of tertiary education, students receive what they term rejection letters. And we should rather say these are redirection letters. Like when you're traveling in a vehicle and the GPS chooses to redirect you rather than let you get lost, this is a moment of redirection. So there are more options available to them, and it's important that they explore these options, engage in these options, and are able to find them. And a few of them, if I can just go through them. Number one would be to start your studies with a higher certificate, which would allow you to pathway into the degree you always dreamed of doing, and through this still achieve the dreams that you had for your life.
What do you need to get to study for a higher certificate at the tertiary level? You don't need a bachelor's pass. What do you need?
You don't need a bachelor's pass. You need exactly a higher certificate pass. So our NSC system, as I'm sure you are aware, has your higher certificate pass, your diploma pass, followed by which the creme de la creme, the bachelor's pass.
Okay. Now, I mean, what are options? I mean, if let's say I didn't do well in science and my heart is set on to do a BSc and I didn't get a bachelor's pass, and if I don't want to, or I cannot, for whatever reason, repeat or rewrite my science thing, test, what can I do? What is the option there for me? Just to be practical for a short while, using that as an example.
Yes. No, sure. I think the first option, and a lot of us spend time scrolling on social media, but is to use your data points to conduct research about what are the possibilities. Start with your first choice institution, which may offer a delayed access or a bridging program that you can participate in. Then if that's not possible, start seeking those other institutions that may offer you a one-year higher certificate that will provide you with the credits that will allow you to bridge into this science qualification that has always been your dream. What we shouldn't do, however, is decide, oh, well, this is it. We can't study and that's the end of the road for us.
Yeah. And the other thing that I get to hear before we conclude, Atelisha, is that I get a sense, rightly or wrongly sometimes, that we tend to be obsessed with university. I must get a university degree. And when we say that, we think of Wits, we think of Stellenbosch, UCT, the big ones and stuff like that. But there are private tertiary institutions that are recognized by government and offer quality qualifications. Am I wrong?
You are absolutely right. I think we are blessed in South Africa. We have some of the leading higher education institutions in the world in the form of our public universities. However, they are unable to just meet the needs, the numbers of our matric. We have one of the youngest populations in the world. So it's important that the private higher education sphere, which undergoes rigorous oversight from the Department of Education, which must meet the requirements of higher education in the SACWA field to be recognized and accredited, are also considered by qualifying learners when they're making that study choice.
Okay, thank you very much for your time this afternoon here on eNCA. Atelisha Hailal, National Student Recruitment Manager at Stadio Higher Education. Now let's